where we have a doozy for you.
Oh, a
Kirstin
doozy.
is just living to tell you something that's really been a game changer in her life. And we're going to try to break it down to where it doesn't sound super woo-woo.
Well, and it's not woo-woo because it's just something anybody and everybody should be practicing. The bronze or the silver level.
Do you want a bronze medal?
Right.
Do you want a silver medal?
No, we want the gold.
We want gold, baby.
We want the gold medal.
Gold medal.
So we want the gold coins.
100%.
And that's the secret to getting the gold coins.
Ooh.
Is staying in a positive.
Welcome to the Soul Secrets Podcast. We're your hosts, Kirstin
and Carli,
where we open up our hearts to you in hopes that you'll open yours to ours. Tell them why we're here, Carli.
Oh, I'll tell you. How about inspiration, transformation, of course, self-love, and fearless expression?
We're going to share stories of triumph and tragedy and everything in between, what we've learned and what we've gained, and in hopes that it'll help you along the way.
Let me tell you something, y'all. We've spent a lifetime keeping it inside, and we finally realized that it's our time to shine and speak our minds. You know you're going to want to hear it. Stick around while we share our soul secrets. Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Soul Secrets, where we have a doozy for you.
Oh, a
Kirstin
doozy.
is just living to tell you something that's really been a game changer in her life. And we're going to try to break it down to where it doesn't sound super woo-woo. We want to break it down into something tangible, something practicable, measurable.
Well, and it's not woo-woo because it's just something anybody and everybody should be practicing. I mean, the words might sound a little woo-woo, but anybody that I've explained this to understands it. It's an analogy, really. Is what it is. And analogies are really good.
I'm really, really excited to hear what you're going to say.
Oh, you already know what I'm going to say.
What are you going to say?
You know. This is something that's helped you a lot too, I think.
Can't imagine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I spent a lot of times listening to Abraham Hicks. She's a mentor of mine. And she talks a lot about manifesting and that kind of stuff. But she also talks a lot about basically just how to find happiness, really. I mean, and one of the best things she said was we have about 15 seconds. Anytime we think of a negative thought, we have about 15 seconds to get rid of that negative thought by replacing it with a positive thought. So a good analogy she used was imagine a car at the top of a hill. And if you pushed that car, what's going to happen to the car? It's on the top of a hill and you pushed it.
It's going to roll over you.
It's going to roll. It's going to roll
backwards.
No, because we're going down. Down the hill.
Up.
No, we're at the top of the hill.
Down the hill.
Yeah, we're at the top of the hill. The car's at the top of the hill and we're behind the car. So if we push the car from behind, what's going to happen to the car?
It's going to roll.
It's going to roll down the hill. Mm-hmm. And what happens the further it gets down the hill?
Faster.
It goes faster and faster. So it's just like the negative thought process. So if we have a negative thought, the more we think in that negative thought, the more negative thoughts start to come, the faster they start to come, and the faster you spiral down. And then you get so far down that there's just no stopping it. The car's gone. The car's crashed at the end of the hill, and you just can't stop it. So her theory is that if we don't stop our negative thought within 15 seconds, we're spiraling down. Spiraling down from where? So I believe that there is this, let's call it a level. Some people refer to it as a vibration, but I think if we call it a level, it's just a little more easy to understand. So let's just say there's levels, and you have a level up here, and you have a level lower than that. You may have a level lower. I don't know how many levels there are, to be honest with you, but all I know is that the top level is where everything that is meant for you, every good thing that is meant for you is there. It's at the top level. And the only way to stay at the top level, and I think of it as sort of like this, Abraham Hicks calls it this high-flying disc. And so in my head, I'm picturing this, I'm old school, right? This CD, like a DVD or something like that. I'm picturing it like that because she calls it a high-flying disc. And I'm picturing myself standing on this CD, this disc, high up in the clouds, very high. And when I'm on that disc, the second I think a negative thought, I began to sort of almost fall off, like I'm walking closer to the edge maybe. And if I don't replace that negative thought within 15 seconds, I fall off the disc. And once you're off the disc, it's kind of like the car. Once you push it and it's on that hill, there's no stopping it past a certain point. You can't stop it. And so that's kind of how your day is going to go, is if you wake up, and every morning we wake up, we're on that high disc up there, on that high level. We're on that automatically when we wake up, because when we sleep, we're nice and restored, and
Subconscious mind is clearing everything out.
exactly. Everything
Mhm.
gets cleared out. So we start off every morning up there in that high level.
Mhm.
And so let's say we wake up and we think, oh gosh, I really don't want to do this today. I really hate my job. I don't like having to go do this or that today, and blah, blah, blah. Obviously that's not a positive thought. So the trick is to catch yourself thinking those thoughts. So let's just say I started thinking, oh man, I really don't want to go into that office today. Those people are really aggravating. I thought, oh my gosh, wait a minute, that's negative. Okay, I have 15 seconds. Oh wow, I am so lucky that I have this pillow that I just got to sleep on, that this bed is so comfortable. I'm so glad I have this bed. I'm so glad I have air conditioning in my house. Anything at all that's positive. I mean, it can be, I'm glad that I have hands. I mean, just, anything. And if you can find something to be positive about, it keeps you on that high, that high level, that high disc, and you won't fall off.
Mhm.
And so here's where it gets really good. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So on that high level, remember how I told you it's everything that's good for you is there. Everything that you were here on this life to experience that is good is there in that high level. And I like to think of them as coins, because I'm thinking of when I played
Sonic the Hedgehog.
yes, or like Mario, as a kid, and you're playing, and when you hit those gold coins, it's like ding, 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 ding. Yeah,
Ting.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of them as gold coins. And every time I stay in that high level on that disc, when I'm on that disc, I'm like floating right on this little disc. I become a magnet. I am a magnet when I'm on that disc. And when I'm a magnet, guess what's going to happen?
Things are going to come to you.
That's right. The coins are gold, right? They're metal.
Mhm.
And they're just going to come to me. In
Stick
other
to
words,
you.
yeah, it's going to attract me. I'm on this disc and I'm just floating, and I'm this magnet. So the thing that moves me on the disc is going to be these gold coins, because I'm a magnet. And so I'm going to be attracted to them. Boom, ting,
Mhm.
boom, ting. I'm there. I'm just hitting those coins, coin after coin, because I'm there. Now, what happens when I think the negative thought? I keep replacing it with the positive thought, but what if I don't? I'm going to fall off. The car rolled down the hill. I fell off. But to get back on that high disc, we can do things like meditate, take some quiet time, go in the woods, pray, anything that keeps you from thinking negatively and recharging your subconscious battery, like recharge your soul, so that you can get back. You can even just take a nap, honestly. You can just say, you know what? I just need to take a little nap. And there's going to be days when you're not going to be able to, take a nap. But you can tell your boss, look, I need 5 minutes. And you can go outside and just take a little 5-minute walk. Or you can wait till your lunch break and you can just say, a prayer, or do a meditation, or go for a walk, whatever it is. You're going to recharge yourself. You're going to get back on that high disc so that you can finish off the day back up there. Because the thing is, if you're not up there, the good things they're not going to happen. And I mean, we need to be up there as much as possible to get those gold coins, because that's
Well, what'll happen is at the other levels, they're made of different metals. So I pictured like one level is bronze and one level is
yeah, you're right.
a different metal. Can't think of the silver, nickel, whatever. But you'll
Yeah.
get other coins, but you're going to be magnetizing the things that you don't
Exactly.
want, that you do
Exactly.
not want.
And I mean, they may
Because
not
believe
be-
me, you're a magnet no matter what. But
Right,
your thoughts
yeah.
are going to navigate and guide. And I picture the subconscious mind almost like the hungriest monster in the world. And it just loves to eat thoughts. It's like a data dump. And it's like, give me more, gimme, gimme, gimme. So it's like as fast as it's, you're feeding it the good thoughts, or depending on how you're feeling in your day and what you're putting in your body, you can also feed it with negative
Exactly.
thoughts. So it's going to eat anything that you think. It's going to just gobble it up and
Exactly.
spit out a reality.
Yeah, and things are still going to happen, like you said. I mean,
Like this.
things are going to happen, but they might be on the bronze or the silver level.
Do you want a bronze medal?
Right.
Do you want a silver medal?
No, we want the
We
gold.
want gold, baby.
We want the gold medal.
Gold medal.
So we want the gold coins.
100%.
And that's the secret to getting the gold coins.
Ooh.
Is staying in a positive mind frame. And it sounds simple. Like it almost sounds
Is
like
this part of the fake it till you make it thing? I mean,
Sorta,
would you
yes.
say it?
Yes, because the faking it till you make it could basically just be you repeating positive things to yourself. Or saying, I can do it. I can do this. Because you're being positive when you're quote unquote
But how
faking.
do you avoid rainbowing or what they call bypassing? Meaning like, I'm just going to ignore my feelings and how I feel. And I'm just going to do these things that you're saying. But there's a missing piece where you need to validate something here. Would you recommend that? Like, wait, let's validate this emotion that's coming up. Hold on, let me sit with her first. She needs to be petted. She needs to be loved.
Definitely, because
and then you both get on that disc,
right. And
you know?
I think in the beginning when you're learning this, you do have to do things like that. I mean, I've gotten to a point where, and I think that if people that are close to me, you know, I mean, I like to think they understand me,
Which
but
is
also,
the whole world right now.
I also think that they probably think Kirsten may not show her emotions enough. And in fact, I was just talking to my brother about this the other day, and we're actually both the same way. So I don't know, maybe it's genetic, but I mean, I feel like it's more of something I've learned because he would probably even say, oh, when you were young, you got nervous about everything. You got upset a lot, sad and emotional and things like that, when I was younger. But I think that I've really learned it's a process. Every day I practice controlling my emotions.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's okay to have that emotion. I mean, someone does something that hurts your feelings. And that's going to happen. And let it hurt for a minute, be like, ow, that really hurt. But the more we stay there in that hurt and that emotion, the more we're just going to want to run away because who wants to feel that way? And then you're going to end up running in the other direction instead of just saying, you know what? The person did hurt me, but, the world doesn't revolve around me either. And I need to move on with that. I need to be like, that's sort of their problem. They did that. They will feel.
But did they really hurt you or did it bring up a worthiness wound? I mean,
well, yeah, and it
take
could
it
be
as
either
deep as you want to take it.
It could be either, right? Yeah, or you could say, you know what? I know I was not in the wrong there. I know that it wasn't me, or even if you do make a mistake and you hurt someone or you cause them to do something to hurt you, whatever the case, I mean, it's not the end of the world.
It's really a hard thing to control though, because sometimes it's not intentional and you really can't control that except for discussing, like, hey, this is the interaction we had and this is how I feel.
Which is why truth is important.
Right. And truth changes every second of the day.
Especially.
So it's like validating the truth in your moment now is what's the most important truth is your now truth, And
right. And if that person is really important to you, then it's good that you sit down and have a good, honest conversation about what they did that hurt you because they may not have been meaning to hurt you or, whatever the case is. But I guess, back to the point, sometimes you do have to practice controlling that emotion because it's okay to sit with it.
So give me a tangible example in which you practiced this and what you felt and how you found success or whatever. Just give us some tangibility, some real live examples.
Well, I do remember this one time, a long time ago, I had a friend who, they may have had some selfish tendencies and, the person I was dating at the time was saying, this person's kind of running all over you. They're kind of walking all over you. And I thought about it, because there were times when, when she would make me feel bad or sort of kind of annoy me with the way she was being selfish or whatever it may have been. And I said, I understand that she may be doing things not the way I would prefer her to do them, but I can't change what she's doing to me. And I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to continue to give is what it was. I felt like the person that I was dating was saying, you're giving and giving, and this person's kind of just taking and taking advantage of you, walking all over you. And I said, I'm going to continue to give because I enjoy giving. And she is going to have to live with that, walking on me. And when I feel like I'm tired of giving, I'll stop giving. But I personally just wanted to give. But I mean, there were times within that where I would get a little bit of my feelings hurt from what she was doing. And then I would have to say, but you know what? It's not me. It's her. I'm just being nice. I'm giving. I'm just using my heart. She's taking advantage of it. I can't control how she feels. And then I stepped out of it. And when I wanted to give, I would give. When I was done giving, I would, stop giving. And so I think it's just realizing, how we feel, but not letting it take over.
So it sounds like you zoomed in and then you zoomed out. And that allowed you to move through it quickly because you did validate.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about
what
it.
you were putting, what you were feeling. And then you were also validating what she might be feeling, not knowing.
Right.
And then zooming out going, wait, what's the bigger picture?
Yeah.
She can't control you. You can't control her, but you get to decide.
Yeah. But I can control my emotion.
Right. So the takeaway is zoom in, zoom out, and then decide. So that's really good. Love that.
Definitely. And then just notice your emotions, noticing them. Actually, that's the first step.
Noticing is so interesting when you're not thinking along with the emotion or reacting, but you're simply like third party observing it going, oh, I noticed my throat closing up with anxiety and rage, like, and then not trying to make a reason for it or try to like what we tend to do, what the brain tends to do is to try to create reason for every emotion, which gives it life actually. So if I have an emotion, I'll always try to think, well, it's because of this. It's because of that. It's the other person. It's the situation. I'm running.
Right.
Yeah. Really important, like you said, to be able to notice it and not create meaning.
Right.
Notice the feeling. Maybe it needs to come up and out. Maybe it needs to come up and out. And you can let that happen.
Notice it and don't, I guess, harp on it. Don't harp on it because when you start harping on it, that's negative. That's when it becomes negative. So emotions are just emotions. Just like what happens just happens. Here's a big secret. I'm about to let this one out because this is big. This is really big. I got the chills.
This is going to be next episode because we're going to need another 20 minutes.
We can talk more about it. Yeah.
Go ahead. What is it?
But it's basically we are the ones who decide what something truly is.
Sure.
I mean, you can get in a car accident and two people can be in the same car accident, have the same injuries and whatever else. And the one person can say, oh my gosh, I didn't die. I mean, I might have broken legs, but I didn't die. And this, just really taught me this lesson of how sacred life is. Or, the other person can just be like, my life is over. Everything's ended. My legs are broken. Not even thinking about the good things about it.
Sure.
And that might be an extreme incident.
A little bit dramatic.
But I mean, I can even think of it as there are times when I get stuck in traffic and, sometimes the first instinct when it kind of first started happening, would be, dang it. Oh, this is annoying. I don't want to be in this traffic. But what I've learned to do is I see the traffic and I immediately think, wow, okay, something is happening here for me. Maybe I would have gotten in an accident 5 minutes up the road if I wasn't stopped in this traffic. Also, I'm just thankful that whatever's happening up there, if there's an accident, I'm not in it. And there's a reason that it happened. And I'm going to be thankful for that reason. I'm going to think positive and I'm going to stay in the high level on that disc. And that's how I'm going to stay there is by my thought process.
Stay in peace. Yeah.
I'm going to stay there. And I'm just going to, I don't know what was going to happen 5 minutes up the road. I have no idea because I'm not there yet. But all I can do is go, well, this happened because maybe I was going to, maybe this is going to happen. Maybe that's going to happen. Maybe if I'd have walked in the door 5 minutes later at work, the building explodes. I don't know, but whatever.
Sure.
I mean, you just have to trust that it is meant to be. But we're going to talk about that more on another episode.
I would love for you to gift the audience with an encouragement around this topic. Like go forth and prosper, but be more specific, be more specific.
I mean, go forth and stay on the high flying disc. Dang it.
Choose wisely.
No, go forth and use your positive thinking and just, practice it actually. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes better.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah,
makes
you're right.
better.
It doesn't make
I don't like
perfect.
perfect.
No, you're right. That is just
practice. I know it's automatically in there, right?
And yeah, it's ingrained in you. But no, practice
better.
makes better.
Makes
right?
better.
For
And then you
sure.
get positive results, and then that fuels the practice, and you're going, I did it. And
Yeah,
then
baby
you're
steps.
automatically in a high vibration because you know you did it.
That's right.
And you keep building and
That's
going
right.
and blowing and
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
So
And if you fall off, you fall off. Get back on it. Take a
It's
rest. Take a
okay.
nap. Take
That's
a
right.
meditation, a prayer, anything you need to do to get yourself back up there, and just keep doing it day by day, a million times a day if you have to.
So today's soul secret is, what is it?
It's staying on that high flying disc and always remembering that anything is what you make it. It's all up to you. It is your choice. That's also a switch as well. That switch to say, this is going to be positive. This is not going to be negative.
Wonderful.
And you're going to stay on that high flying disc. You're going to catch all those coins.
That's right. All those coins.
So tell us all the coins you're catching,
That's
because
right.
I want to know if this works. Let's try it out. Everybody go home and try this tonight. Stay
That's
on that
right.
disc. Tell us what kind of coins you're catching, because I want to know.
See you on the next episode.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Love you.
Yeah.